Hello friends, welcome back to the new tutorial of the FastAPI and the SQL model. Today we are going to learn about the CRUD operations with SQL model and the FastAPI. Those who haven't subscribed my channel yet, please do subscribe my channel, and if you like the video, please do like, share and comment on my video. Let's get started. So already the structure is ready. So we will go with the first the API part. So then we will go with the next one. Okay, so here we go with this one. So already here you can see, if I run over here, the steps which I followed. So here you can see that pip install the MySQL connector Python, then pip install FastAPI, UVCon, SQL model, SQL Alchemy. After this, I have run the project, okay, with the UVCon. So here we go with this one. So start reloading. Okay, so what, you know that command, right? UVCon main app reload, right? So this is done. So here you can see that it will create the table. If I go to my this database I have used, just reload it, and here you can see that book with ID, title, author, description, year, everything is created with this one. Okay, now the application startup completed, right? So let's try to use the APIs and let's read the code step by step or understand the code step by step. Okay, so first of all we have to create the model. So this is the model which will create the table into your database. So make sure you have to create this. This is ID, this is title, author, description and the year, right? And this id should be the primary key, that should be the true, and the default should be none. Okay, so these are the fields that we have to create in the models, right? Whatever fields you want, then you can create it over here, right? Second step, we have to go to create the database. Okay, so you have to connect to the database also. I'm using the MySQL for this one connection, so make sure any other databases you want to make it, then do let me know in the comment section, right? So you have to define the MySQL username, password, host, port and the MySQL database. So testdb is my database. Here you can see that the testdb I have selected, so make sure you have to do that one. Okay, and here is the connection string. Let me just word wrap this so you can check all this: MySQL connector, MySQL username, password, at the rate, host, port and the MySQL database. And then you have to create the engine and then call this create db and tables and SQL model create all. So this will, what will happen, it will create the tables for this function. So where we have to call this function in our main file. So then it will create that one and do the connection. When the connection is done, then the models, whatever we have the fields, it will automatically create it. So I will show you how. So here you can see that async, then we have a lifespan, right? So here you can see that create db and the tables. Okay, so if I go create a db and the tables, when it will call, it will connect, and then it will use this model to generate our tables. Okay, so this is connection part, right? So here you can see that we have done this one. Then we have a models book. Okay, so here we go with this one. Models is there. So let's understand step by step. So fast API, we have to import HTTP exception and repends. Then in the SQL model, we have to import the session and the select. From the database, we have to import the create. Okay, so already we have the database.py, right? So from the database we have to import create tables and the engine, right? So we have create this one. On the startup we have called this one. So when I perform the startup task over here and perform the shutdown task if needed over here. So this is the latest version that we have to use, and the app event startup is depreciated in the latest versions, so we have to use this async content manager. I will do let you know what exactly previous we used, now what we have to use the depreciated version. Okay, next we have to import the models. If we have a models, then the book model we have, then context lib manager. Okay, we have to async context manager, we have to use that written the documentation also. Okay, so typing we have for the list part, right? So this is for the initialization. So when I initialize, it will perform the database connection and then create the tables. Okay, that is done. After that we have a dependency to get the new database session per request. So get session, so you have to dependency we have to make it. So make sure you have to make it right now to request the new database session per request. Then these are the endpoints. Okay, so first of all we have to go with the create a new book. Okay, so let's do with the book and which are the fields we have to make, and let's go with the localhost, I guess which port it is running. I think by default it's 3000. Let's have a look of that one. Localhost 3000, it's which port it is running. Just give me a minute. Yeah, it's in this one. I just forgot. Okay, and if I put over here docs, then the books and everything is over here, right? So the get books and everything, you can see that we have the list of the doc list of the API endpoints is coming up over here, so you can just do with that one also. Okay, so first of all we have to create a book request. Okay, so here we have the parameters, so make sure you have to add these parameters. Try it out. ID we don't require, um, right, because it's automatically. So title you can make it like test, author you can make it like test author, you can make anybody anything over here, right? Description you can mention test description, and the year you have to mention like anything year. Okay, let's try it out. Execute. What will happen? Internal server error. Let's have a look. Could not refresh the instance. What will happen over there? Post API exception AJ application. Is this working or not? Let's check over it. Why it's not there? Let's check the get one also. It is the same one. Try it out. Execute. Response body is there. I think this is there. I think that this is which we have recorded, right? Right. And what else we have getting into this? This is 200. Then why the data? I think let's check this one. I think the data is inserted. Let's have a look. Yes, the data is inserting, but we have faced one issue with the post. I will check what exactly it is. Okay, now we have to go. This is internal server error. We will check this one. Might be ID would be the issue. Okay, so what would be the ID over here? That is correct. And we have sent the ID. Yes, let's try to remove it and then send it. Testing. Rajnikant 2, description 2, and make it like 8, and try to execute this. What will happen? Now the issue is of that one. Okay, now you can see that the response body is coming. The ID we don't have to use it, right? So this is working, right? And if I go over here, now you can see that the testing ID Rajnikant 2 description is added over here, right? What else we have? Get request is already done. If I go over here, we have two records. If I just execute again, then we have a two records. Okay, and we can automatically just use this request URL in our postman also, and it will give you the response. So here we go with this one. Just paste it over here and you can get the response over here, right? So here you can see that the two records are over here. Okay, perfect. Next one. This is get request, post request. Then post request is done. What we have next, that is we have the get by ID read book. So we have the book ID, that is we have two and the one record, right? So put it the two record. Let's try it out. Make a book ID of 2. I want that record. Here we go with the books with 2 record is there. Same thing, that you just copy this URL and make a request of the get, and you will get the result. Okay, perfect. This is working. Next we have to go with the update. I think put request update a book. Okay, so here we go with the book ID and the request body. So try it out. So here I'm going to update the book ID with 2, and let's make the updation with the I need the data. Okay, so I think in the first one I have the data already, so let's use this one. ID we don't require. So I need to update the this one author. Let's try to execute this on the ID2, and what will happen, this is updated. Let's check in the database also, and it's updated the to record. Okay, last one we have to go with the delete. Okay, so mention at the ID2, and I want to delete this record and execute this one. Execute, and is it okay? Response body, let's check the database, and the second record is deleted, right? So CRUD operation is completed. Now we have to understand the main.py file. Rest of the files we have understand, right? So step by step again, fast API we have used and import the fast API HTTP exception and the depends. SQL model we have to use session and the select. The database we have already database.py. From database we have to get it the create DB and the tables. In the models, here we have the models, we have to use import book. Context lib for the startup and the shutdown, like what we have to on the startup, what we have to do, perform the actions. So perform the startup task over here and perform the shutdown task over here. So make sure you have to use this one, right? So we have to, on the startup task, we have to connect to the database. So create DB and the table. So this is over here, right? Done. Next we go with the main.py file. Okay, so what else we have? So the initialize dependency to get the new database session per request. So this is that one. So these are the endpoints to create a new book. So we have the, this is the function create books, which will require the model session. Okay, session dot add book, then commit, then refresh to get the updated instance with generated ID. Okay, so what wrap this? So return the books, it will return whole fledged the data response, right? Then read the all books. Then here we have the read book session we require, and depends on the get session. Then the statement select, what we have to select, the book. And the book, what exactly the book? Book is the model which we require the ID, title, author, description, and the year. Got it? So execute that one and return the results, all results. Okay, results dot all. Read the book by ID. So book, we require the integer session again. So session dot get dot book with book ID we have to pass. Okay. If the book is not there, we can make a status code with 404 and detail that book not found. Else return the book with the whatever model we have defined. Okay, then update a book. So this is put request. Here we have to add the book ID response model, that should be the book. Again the book ID, updated book we required, then the session we required. Okay, so session dot get book, book ID. If not, then book not found. Else whatever data we want to update, we have to update. Then session dot add book, commit, and then refresh. Okay, the last one, that is delete a book. So here we got book ID, then delete. We require the integer session, then session dot get book with book ID. If book ID is not there, then book not found with the status code 404. Session dot delete book, commit, and return whatever response you want to return. Okay, so this is full-fledged CRUD operation with SQL model plus fast API. Any doubt, any query in that, do let me know in the comment section. Thank you so much for watching this video, and don't forget to like, share, and comment on my video. Have a nice day.